I just finished watching The Black Phone. I don't watch many horror movies, right? The only ones I've seen are, well, like, that I've seen not by not watching the kill count. I'm not gonna count that. Is, Scream 5, 6. And that's it, really. I don't watch horror movies, sorry. That movie was, the Black Phone, basically the best horror movie that I've seen so far, right? I'm sorry, like, that movie, alright, it was really good. I'm gonna give it a really good. I'm probably gonna have a lot of movies that are really good, right? But that actually, I'm gonna put it at Made Me Wet. You know what? I'm gonna put it at Made Me Wet because that was a really. I don't watch too many horror movies, right? But that was that was a good movie. Holy moly, it was very suspenseful. I'll tell you that. I'll talk about it. So, the Black Phone. The premise is there's a child kidnapper named the Grabber. He kidnaps teens, and then they go missing, and then after he kills them, he gets another teen, right? And so Finney ends up being one of the kids that get kidnapped, and there's a black phone that rings. Him and the Grabber can hear it, and the dead kids call Finney, basically giving him advice, telling him what to do, and all that for the Grabber and everything. And when one of the kids were talking to Finney on the phone, it's disconnected, by the way, so it technically doesn't work. So supernatural stuff. But then when one of the dead kids were talking to Finney, he had a lock that the Grabber used to lock his door. So then if a kid tries to escape when he falls asleep, they gotta figure out a combination, right? The kid wrote the combination on the wall, but Finney had to figure out it was 23317, but Finney had to figure out if it was like 23317 or 23317 or 23317, something like that, right? So he had to figure it out. And so he quietly sneaks up. Also, when the Grabber will intentionally leave the door unlocked, and if he sees the kid running up the stairs, he calls them a naughty boy. It's part of his game. No, he's not a pedophile. As the purpose as to why he kidnaps the kids, he's not like David or P. Diddy or Epstein or whatever, right? But when he kidnaps the kids, I don't know if it's like, because whenever he saw Finney and he was watching him sleep, he was like almost like crying or something. I don't know if they explore that in the second one, but from what I could gather from the first one, he's not a pedo, so he doesn't do anything funny with them. Like he calls them naughty boy, part of his game. But yeah, I don't know but whenever he saw Finney sleeping, it kind of, you could see like water from his eyes. I don't know if that was, because Ethan Hawke didn't blink or whatnot, the actor. He didn't blink during the scene or whatever. Or maybe he was intentional that he was supposed to have his eyes watery. So maybe he saw Finney and he saw something in him that was like him when he was a kid. So he could like connect with him or whatnot. But anyways, if the Grabber sees that a kid comes out of the basement, then he beats them with his belt badly, no matter how much they beg or what. He beats them until they pass out. Then he puts them back downstairs and then in the basement. Then the next day he kills the kid and then kidnaps another one. Simple as that, right? And so the Grabber has his brother staying with him because his brother lives somewhere else, but I guess he came over to see his brother, but he doesn't know that his brother's the Grabber. And so then whenever Finney's sister, Gwendolyn? I forgot her. Gwen, for short. So Finn can hear the phone ring, like the grabber, and hear the kids talk. Gwen, she can, she's, like, her dreams basically are like a vision. And she could see when, and their mom had this as well. Like, the dad, he abusive with the alcohol, but not because he hates his kids or anything. But I guess he doesn't know what to do. The scene where he was beating Gwen made me uncomfortable really badly. But I guess he doesn't want Gwen and Finn to end up like their mother, for where she killed herself. And she had the same thing. She could hear, see things, as the father said. He thought she was crazy, and he thought somehow the kids passed down to them, became crazy, more noticeable in Gwen than in Finn. And so she can see dreams and all that. And so she could see the kids that were getting kidnapped. She did not see that Finn, her brother, was kidnapped, though. I don't think so. Because when she got the call, she started freaking out, right? She knew the other kids were getting kidnapped, but not Finn. And then she gets a dream for where the grabber's house, but he has two houses. One where he lives and kills the kids, and the other one's empty, but he puts the dead bodies in the basement there. So he owns two houses for that. And the dead kids basically direct her to the house where he buries them. And she calls the cops. They get over there, and they see the house, and they're like, wait a minute. This is where he keeps the bodies, so it's a different house where he kills them, right? And then Finn, when the ghosts give him all the advice and all that for him to escape or whatnot, to escape, he's waiting for the grabber to come out and then beat him, kill him, the grabber. And the grabber's brother opens the door, and he's like, holy crap, I knew my brother was acting weird, this and that. I knew he was acting weird. But instead of being like, hey, come on, kid, Finn basically watched the grabber kill his brother, because his brother was too busy like, hey, you want to know how I figured? You want to know how I basically found out about you being kidnapped? And then the grabber hit him with the axe to the head, hatchet to the head. So that was fun. See, oh yeah, wait, I forgot to mention this. When Finn had to figure out with the lock, the combination of that scene stressed me out so much, because I was like, holy crap, if the grabber wakes up and sees Finn, he's going to get the beating of a lifetime. And I was freaking out. But then Finn figured out the combination. He ran out the door, and then the grabber wakes up because the dog starts, his dog, or his brother's dog, I forgot which one, starts barking. And so then he starts chasing Finn and whatnot. Then that's when he's going to kill him. The next day, called him a naughty boy. But then after the grabber kills his brother, Finn set up a trap. And with the stuff the kids were helping him with, helped him set up a trap. So he used a wire to make the grabber trip. He dug a hole earlier, so the grabber's foot went in, and he broke something that was covering a window, so he couldn't open it. And the grabber's foot went on there. He broke his ankle, twisted it, whatever. And so he was in pain there. And then Finn was waiting for the grabber to try and reach him. And then when the grabber did, he punched him with the phone filled with dirt. So it did some damage. And then he strangles the grabber. The kids tell the grabber, like, yeah, freak you, Buster. Yeah, get revenge, whatnot. And then Finn kills the grabber. And then he walks up to the front of the house, which the houses were right across from each other. And then Gwen saw Finn. She ran to hug him. The police were there, so they already investigated the place. And then when their dad came over, he's like, I'm sorry, please forgive me. Now he believes him, right? And I don't think he really ever wanted to beat him. He was just really he just didn't want them to end up like their mother. But he didn't know how to handle it. The alcohol got to him, so he would beat his kids. But basically, the whole school was like, yo, that's the kid that killed the grabber. This kid. Finn's bullies looked at him and kind of like stood back, like went back a bit. He's like, yeah, killed a grown adult, bro. Right? And that was the end of the movie. Yeah, I'm gonna put it made me wet tier. I liked the movie. I did like it a lot. So that's about it. Have a good day, night, afternoon, evening, or whatever.
On Halloween, there will be a nigga, you gon' take his pain. He's big and black, he will take your candy. That nigga's name is Big Dick Randy. Hey, big dick Randy, he take booty, not just candy. He dress up like he a granny, then he be waiting for niggas to walk off alone.